exposing the dark side of child protective services in a small town. Christina Bridget, a resident of Lindstrom, Minnesota, had been clean for 5 years. She graduated from the Mission Bible Training Center in Michigan, an 8-month-long live-in discipleship program. Christina immersed herself in studying the Bible, fasting and praying every other weekend for 4 months, then 7 days in a row. She dedicated 8 months to deep spiritual study and focus, drastically changing her life for the better. Christina was baptized, repented of all her sins, and embraced Christianity, not just as a belief system or religion, but as a complete transformation of her lifestyle. She committed herself to pursuing righteousness, performing good deeds, studying the scriptures, and participating in several deliverance sessions. Christina was part of a church family when she got home and was a committed Christian. Over the course of 10 years, she devoted herself entirely to her Christian faith and was a really good mother. In 2024, their happiness was disrupted by her apartment management at Parkwood Apartments. The management falsely accused her of causing a plumbing issue and issued a $2,000 bill. Following this, she faced an unjust eviction. The management then contacted Child Protective Services, CPS, falsely alleging she was a danger to her son. They falsely claimed she was a chronic addict, which she vehemently denied. These false accusations led to multiple CPS investigations. CPS was misinformed that she left her son alone and that he wandered the building asking for food. Christina stated these claims were false and intended to harm her reputation. She reported being harassed and intimidated by the apartment management. They falsely accused her of various infractions, including flooding the kitchen and having unauthorized occupants. Christina also faced false accusations of taking excessive medication. She received multiple false write-ups, including a fabricated claim of a fight in her home. The management's actions led to her unjust eviction. Subsequently, CPS was contacted multiple times with false reports of neglect. Christina was falsely accused of leaving her son alone and neglecting him. The apartment manager allegedly harassed her to extract money. Christina maintains that all accusations were false and intended to force her out. She reported that her car wouldn't start, but management falsely claimed she refused to move it. They also falsely wrote her up for taking medication, alleging she took too much. Christina found 15 different false write-ups, including a fabricated claim of a fight in her house. The apartment building management made her feel unsafe in her own house because the manager would yell at her for reasons made up. She didn't feel comfortable in her own house and felt like she had to walk on eggshells. They nitpicked at her and complained about every little thing. Christina tried for a year to get her son back, doing everything that was recommended of her except the things they withheld. She was sober the entire time. CPS was judging her and was prejudiced against her because of how she looked and because of her belief in Jesus. The apartment building that she lived at would harass her and tried everything they could to scam her out of money. They are crooked and they lied to CPS. They lied about her. Christina was the target of numerous false accusations that claimed she had engaged in various actions that simply did not occur. These erroneous claims included about 15 separate write-ups, all of which were fabricated and had no basis in reality. Among these false accusations was the claim that she was misusing her prescription medication, despite the fact that she was following her doctor's instructions closely and taking the prescribed doses as directed. They added tons of lies to everything not misinterpreted. They did it on purpose. They knew what I said. They gave me 4 positive drug tests with methamphetamine, and I was sober, and I don't even use methamphetamine. That's not my drug of choice. As a result of these misleading and untrue assertions, she faced serious consequences, including eviction from her residence. It is crucial to highlight that these accusations were not only untrue, but were also orchestrated in a way that directly impacted her living situation and overall well-being. The severity of these allegations and their implications on her life cannot be understated, as they were rooted in deceit rather than any factual events. Christina believes it is important to bring to light the extent of this injustice, as it reflects a broader issue of accountability and the repercussions of baseless claims on an individual's life. Her intention is to clarify that she has been wronged and to seek justice for the harm caused by these falsehoods, which have led to significant disruptions in her life. Lies, neglect, and a fabricated diagnosis. Christina cooperated with CPS, experiencing anxiety with each visit and phone call. For 7 months, she worked to prove her sobriety. During this period, she could only watch her son from a distance. CPS had already formed a conclusion, trapping her in a web of allegations. They presented evidence in court, claiming methamphetamine use. Christina denied ever using the drug, asserting the test was inaccurate. Her public defender appeared resigned, offering minimal support. A court-ordered psychological evaluation followed. During the evaluation, her statements were reportedly misinterpreted. Christina, a devout Christian, discussed her faith and spiritual beliefs. These statements were allegedly distorted. She was subsequently labeled as delusional, schizophrenic, psychotic, and having psychosis. This diagnosis was based on her conversation about faith. Christina had never been diagnosed with any of these conditions. The system questioned her sobriety, faith, and mental health. Allegations and misinterpretations led to these conclusions. The heartbreak of losing a child. The court's decision terminated parental rights. Christina lost custody of her son. She also lost the right to be a mother again. Josiah was placed with Christina's cousin. The cousin began to withhold contact. Christina felt erased as a mother. She became homeless and heartbroken. The memory of her son's laughter became distant. The pain is evident in her expression and voice. Christina is not just a statistic. She is a mother who has been deeply affected. This is a report on the ongoing calls for reform and a mother's plea for justice. Christina's case is one of many similar incidents. It reflects a broader issue affecting numerous families. Latonia Rolbiecki, another mother in Chisago County, encountered similar challenges. Her efforts to adopt her grandson were hindered by systemic obstacles and allegations of racial bias. These cases highlight a system that is perceived to be failing those it is meant to protect. There are increasing calls for reform, accountability, and justice. Many believe that the current system is causing undue harm to families. Advocates are demanding improvements in the child welfare system. They are calling for greater accountability from those in power. The voices of affected mothers like Christina are being highlighted. Christina continues to fight for her son and her right to be a mother. Her case underscores the ongoing struggle for justice within the system. The push for reform is a collective effort that continues to gain momentum. This has been a report on the urgent need for reform in the child welfare system. If you or someone you know has been affected, please reach out to local advocacy groups and support networks. Together, we can push for the changes needed to protect our families and ensure justice for all. Thank you for watching.